Hello, my name is Curtis and welcome to my video. This is going to be DayZ, where we're going to talk mostly about running. And running. And running. And a little more running. And dead sliding bodies. No, really. This is a game that's in alpha stage. That is a Hoxton mask. If you've ever played Payday, it's got all of the masks in it, so that's a pretty cool Easter egg. There's me running again, this time bleeding at the same time. This game actually pretty awesome, pretty suspenseful. You hardly ever see anybody around, but when you do, your sense of dread just pops up. Elevates quite a bit. Right there, you'll see that I had a lot of stuff. I'm getting on the railroad tracks to meet a friend of mine. The inventory, actually all the gear, basically just don't get used to it because things will take you down. It's really hard to find first aid, hard to find bandages. You can find shirts that you can rip into rags, and once they're ripped into rags, you can use it to stop the bleeding. But there's not many ways to heal yourself. I think there's blood bags where you have to actually take some of your blood and then you can transfuse it at a later date. I do believe that somewhere in the coding it does differentiate between the positive and negative bloods. You've got your O's, your A's, your B's, your AB's, your positives and your negatives, so O pos, O neg. And I do believe that in the coding it does differentiate. A person who has A positive blood cannot get blood from somebody who's got B positive blood. It will kill them. And so, while I don't know if there's a way to test for that yet, I haven't actually gotten into an instance where that's the case. It is a fun mechanic to deal with. But anyways, as I was saying earlier, before I got distracted by my very quick clippings, the game is in alpha stage, so there are a bunch of issues, as you saw the sliding body. It detracts a little bit from the game, but I mean, you really have to understand this game is in alpha stage, and while it is still being worked on, it's a pretty fun game. Bohemia Interactive is the one that publishes it. The guy who created the mod for Arma 2, I believe it is the one that created this game. So it's going to be a standalone by itself. I think they still use the same engine, but they wanted to create something that he could fool around with on his own. Because whenever you mod into a game, oh look, all the zombies. Whenever you mod into a game, you can only use what's in the game. So this kind of gives them a little bit more free rein. Anyways, the reason why I'm going up here is because, as you saw, there were 4 zombies around me, and I was freaking out a little bit, and I'm messaging my friend who plays the game with me to tell him kind of where I was at, and what was going on, because I was gonna die. If I was able to get out of this, I would have. The fire axe is probably one of the best weapons in the game. The splitting axe is pretty close. I think I'm using the splitting axe. Also, axes can open cans of food. Just a fun fact for you in case you're starving in the middle of the game. Anyway, so I spend a lot of time up here in this rafter, walkway, whatever, waiting for him. we end up finding a map online, and between that and I've got I guess a decent navigation sense. So between that and where I know I'm at, I can pretty much give him an idea of where to go, and he just kind of correlates with the map as to what to do. And I spend a lot of time sitting there, so I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up because I'm sure you guys don't want to just see me sitting around doing nothing. Some other things to note about this game is there's a proximity chat. So if you're holding down the caps lock key, or you can actually double tap it to keep it on at all times, people can hear you speaking, and they hear it from far distances, but it gets louder as they get closer, so that it really does simulate real talk, which is good, but at the same time it opens up the possibility for bandits to kill you. And I don't have to tell you that's a bad thing. So I and my friend again, and in the process I die. And again, it's because this game's in alpha, the zombies somehow reach through the portal and kill me. So I'm talking to my buddy here, as you can probably see, and I'm basically telling him what happened. And so one of the good parts of this game is one of the things you can find is there's like a defibrillation kit, and there's the first aid kit that has bandages in it and things like that, which you saw in my inventory at this time. But I didn't know I was being hit by zombies at the time. But the game is in alpha, so what do you do? Anyway, so the long story short, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. He goes to try and get the stuff out of my backpack, and he ends up dying as well. And so that's pretty much how DayZ works. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and pick up DayZ. It's a great game. Like and subscribe, of course, and have a great day. Goodbye.